What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today's Mandic Monday, and I'm so happy to be commentating, you guys. I missed last week commentating, even though we had videos. Just didn't have any, I didn't record any of the videos last week, so it feels great to be back, guys. And if you didn't watch the stream this weekend, well, Zoroark Drampa won by Danny Altavilla. Now he actually piloted the same 60 the week before and got top 4 with that at Madison. He would eventually lose to Metagross, but in this week he would make a comeback saying, hey, I'm gonna prove Drampa Zoroark as one of the best decks in the format, and he did that this weekend, taking out Drampa in the finals, and it was really fantastic to watch. He took down Espeon in top 4, and I want to say in top 8 he took down a Vespiquen deck. Pretty sure that's what happened, but either way, he killed it with this deck 2 weeks in a row at top 4 and at first place. You gotta think that this deck is good. You know, one single guy played this deck and did fantastic with it. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the first place Drampa Zoroark deck. It's so weird when you say Drampa, you're like Drampa Garbodor. They just go pair and pair. People have heard that forever, but now it's Drampa Zoroark, and I'm excited to see this. For those who don't know, at Worlds I actually played Zoroark. If you watched the video beforehand, that I talked about my League Cup, talked about how I played at Worlds, and I love the deck, and I'm excited that it's back in action. But let's go over it. So the king of it all is Zoroark. Zoroark has Mind Jack. Does 10 plus 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We've seen this in a lot of decks. It's always a good card to have. Just stand in and retreat. So strong. And it just needs a DC attack. And a lot of decks play DC, which is really cool. But he does have a friend, and that is Zoroark Break. And Zoroark Break is one of my favorite cards. Once again, if you follow my Snapchat at Marking22, you'll see me play PTCO sometimes and have some cool foul play tricks. But choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as his attacks. I used it the past weekend, like copying GX attacks. I had to use foul play. I mean, if you watched the video beforehand, you know that I foul played Tauros with his own Mad Bull GX to take a knockout, which is really nice. It's just a really cool attack overall. Just be able to count, just use whatever you want to, which is really strong. Now, Daniel did play a 2-2 split. The Moonless Madness, where your opponent active Pokemon is not confused, and the Whiny Voice. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand and shovel that back into your deck. In my opinion, I would probably just play the 4 of the Moonless Madness one, just because the auto confusion. You play the Dark Energies, and I think it's a little better. I know Daniel has a reason why he played 2 split. I don't know why he did, but still a really good card overall. So. When we talk about this deck, we talk about Drampa Zoroark, and of course we have Drampa Righteous Edge 20, Berserk for 80, does 70 more damage if your bench Pokemon has damage counters on it, and Big Will GX and shuffle your hand to draw 10 cards. Now, of course, we are playing Teammates with Secret Base. You put it down, and the Pokemon takes 2 damage on it. But I mean, sometimes your Pokemon just takes a hit, and then you send up Drampa, and you're good to go. Now. I mean, there's synergy so well. We saw, Drampa Garbodor playing Psychics and DCs, and you're like, whatever, I'll just, attack a Garb. It only needs a Psychic Energy. But this, you just use the Dark Energy, essentially, just for the Whiny Voice and for the Zoroark Break. But Zoroark can still use a DC as well, so still, it's fine. The energy is not too crazy. It works perfectly. Just because Drampa needs all color synergies, which is really, really strong. Now, one of my favorite cards in this deck, slowly and surely, is this Oranguru. Oh my goodness. Instruct for 3? You might be thinking, Squeaky, you're crazy. Instruct for 3? What are you talking about? Just watch the video today, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, that Oranguru, he is MVP. He is a mean monkey, but he will get you places. One Shaymin, which I do like a lot, because if you, have a bad hand, you get Shaymin for, a couple cards, which is really nice, especially if you don't want to if you can't Tapu Lele for a supporter card or something like that. And there's one type of Koko to spread that damage with Flying Flip, doing 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Can help you set up knockouts as well. If you don't have enough damage to Mind Jack something, you can just Flying Flip, hit a bunch of people for 20, and eventually just start taking knockouts. And obviously, it's really good against Gyarados. If you get Hacks plus Tapu Koko, you can just beat Gyarados that way. And speaking of popular decks, one is Vespiquen, and Oricorio can help you with Vespiquen as well. Supernatural Dance for each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile. Put 1 damage counter on one of your your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So if there's 10 Pokemon in the discard pile, you can use Supernatural Dance, put 10 damage anywhere on the field, which is really, really strong. Especially when your opponent discards a bunch of Pokemon turn 1. and they didn't evolve their Combies, you can then Supernatural Dance to knock out a bunch of Combies, which is really nice, and 2 Tapu Lele, because it's the best card in the format right now. 2 Rescue Stretcher to put a Pokemon from your discard pile in your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your deck. 1 Special Charge to shuffle those DCs back in your deck, so now you have access to 6 of them. 4 Ultra Ball and 4 via Seeker. We talked about Teammates and Seeker base, so we can activate our Drampa, 1 Brigette, and 1 Fan Club. Now you might be like, why are you playing 1 of 1? Well, Brigette puts it straight onto your bench, so like turn 1 you can Brigette for any cards you need, and then with Fan Club you can put 2 in your hand. This is 2 basic Pokemon, this is 3 basic Pokemon, or 1 EX. So with Brigette you can get GX Pokemon, and with Fan Club you can grab an EX. Now you may be thinking, why is that beneficial? Well, you do play the one Shaymin, and you can Fan Club for Tapu Lele, so later on you can like Fan Club for Tapu Lele, and the next turn Lele for supporter card, be good to go. 1 Hex Maniac to shut down abilities. Oh my goodness, Hex Maniac becomes like super clutch in this game, and you'll see that. 2 in, 3, 2 Lysandre, 3 in, and 1 Kukui, just to help you do that additional 20 damage. Remember, Mind Jack does 10 plus 30, so the full bench you're doing 160. With the Kukui, you do 180. With the Silver Angle, you do 200 damage, which can knock out Spoke. Or no, just 210. Sorry. So it does 150, 60, 70, 90, plus 20, so 210. Which can knock out a Ninetales GX. Just putting that out there if you need to know. And one of the cool cards in the deck is that he does play 1 Teammates. He kind of like based it around kind of like Vespiquen. Wherever Pokemon gets knocked out, you get any 2 cards in your deck, which kind of guarantees you DCE and whatever, which is really strong. 3 Choice Band, so you do additional 30 damage to GX or EX, which can make Drampa hit some great numbers, and of course Mind Jack for great, fantastic numbers as well. 2 Float Stone, 4 DC, because, you know, Zoroark and Drampa and Shaymin and Oranguru, Tapu Koko, Oricorio can use, and Tapu Lele. Every single Pokemon in the deck can use DC, which is really fantastic, and 6 Dark Energy, and not just use it to retreat, but actually attack with it. Like Oranguru can Psychic, Shaymin can Sky Return, Zoroark has Mind Jack, Tapu Koko has Flying Flip, Oricorio can use it for Supernatural Dance or Revolution Dance, Revelation Dance, and Tapu Lele, of course, the Energy Drive. So there is the Zoroark Drampa deck. It is busted. It's really good. It got a top 4 and a first place already, and we know this weekend there's another regional style. It's a special event here in North America. It is called Origins, and it's going to be exciting, and we're going to see, can Zoroark win another one? Can they place again, or will we see a new deck come into light? But there's so many different decks that are happening right now. Internationals is going to be insane. There's so many different decks you can play, and I wonder what fighting decks will come out this weekend. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and let's see the deck in action. Alright guys, so playing against a roll of the dice. Oh man, playing a fire, water, and something else. So most likely a Volcanion deck, which Volcanion should be in our favor. Like, they have to bench a couple Pokemon. They at least need 2 or 3, right? But yeah, we'll see what happens. So our opponent's gonna go first, okay? And let's see, what do we get here? What do we start with? Alright, so we get Oricorio. We can start with that. It does have 1 retreat cost, which is the only unfortunate thing, okay? Press done. And we have a Fan Club. Which we can grab like a Zora and a Drampa maybe. So see Volcanion is our opponent. Put a Fire Energy in the active, okay? We see a Choice Band to the active as well. And a Sycamore discarding his hand, draw 7 cards. Discards 3 Fire Energies. Wow. Alright. Who needs Ultra Ball when you just discard 3 Fire Energies turn 1? It's always a good thing to do, right? So we see an Ultra Ball. I'm going to discard 2 cards from his hand. Discards a Fire and a Field Blower. Which, given that Field Blower is good for us. One less card to worry about. And there's a Staryu. So with the Staryu, he needs at least 2 more bench Pokemon. So there's Kukui. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, so we will Fan Club, grabbing a Drampa and a Zora. Alright. We'll put 1 down, 2 down, put a Dark Energy on this guy, and we'll pass it to our opponent's turn. Now, if he does decide to go for a Power Heater and smack us, and doesn't knock us out, we can get lucky and maybe knock out this guy. Alright, so we see Ultra Ball discarding a second Field Blower, which is great for us. We really don't have to worry about Field Blower anymore. And there's a Tapu Lele gonna search for a Sycamore most likely, but now he has to bench 2 more Volcanions, which means more damage for our Zoroark. Alright, let's see, what does he decide to grab here? And he's gonna grab a Sycamore, okay. So let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 130. If you just decide to go with the Power Heater and put down 2 Volcanions, we can then maybe Zoroark for the knockout. We see a Starmie coming down with that Space Beacon, discard an energy from your hand, and draw and get 2 energies out. Discard a card from your hand and get 2 energy cards out of your discard pile. So, Volcanion, there's a Brooklet Hill. Brooklet Hill will allow him to get a Volcanion next down, since it is a Water type, and there is a Binacle coming down. What does Barbarical do? I don't know, but he fills his whole bench up. Alright, so that's great for us. And, yeah, that's fantastic, okay. If we take a Choice Band, we get Lysandre Volcanion, take a knockout here. So 120 damage coming down. If we top deck a Float Stone, well, that doesn't really matter too much. What we really need to find is a Choice Band top deck, and we find a Dark Energy, okay? Alright, so put down Zoroark. We will Kukui for 2. A Sycamore and Ultra Ball. So I'm going to Ultra Ball, discard a Dark and a Lysandre, grab another Zorua. Alright. We'll put that guy down, put a DC on the Zoroark, stand in, and we will Mind Jack. I like how we can use Brooklet Hill at any moment too, just to see our deck if we want to. So we'll Mind Jack for the knockout, do 180 damage, going down to 5 prize cards. Now he did damage to the Oricorio, so next turn we get Special Charge, put that DC back in our deck, and Sycamore trying to find a DC in the Choice Band to knock out a Volcanion, which is really nice. And will put us in a great position. What does Binacle do? I mean, Barbarical do? I don't remember on top of my head. I mean, that's not a good thing when you don't know what your opponent's cards do. So as Volcanion come up, as long as he has a Fire Energy, he can take a knockout. If he has a Fire Energy plus, if he has 3 Fire Energies, he can Lysandre Drampa for knockout, and a light, yeah, he can do that. So we see a Space Beacon, go and discard a Fishman to get 2 Fire Energies in his hand. That's a good thing about Starmie. You can just constantly use it over and over again to get energies out of your discard pile, which is really, really strong. Okay. Obviously, it's really strong. People playing it in their deck nowadays. So let's see here. Ooh, he delinquented me. Lovely. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so Fire Energy the active, okay. And we see Volcanion Heat for 130. So that delinquent right there was a really good delinquent. Alright, so send up, oh boy, a Drampa. I think it's fine sending up Drampa because he needs a way to switch this out. And we get a Hex. So I'm going to Hex and Big Wheel GX. Okay, so we're going to use our GX, show up our hands, deck, and draw 2 new cards. So we got Oranguru, Zorua, Tapu Lele, Choice Band. Okay, so next turn we can take a knockout on a Volcanion, and he can't take a knockout on us immediately, so that's good. We see a Volcanion come down, okay. Now he could retreat into the Volcanion for sure. So we see a Choice Band on the bench Volcanion next, okay. There's a Sycamore, discarding his hand, draw 7 new cards. He's digging for a Float Stone most likely here. But we didn't find a DC. If we found a DC, we could have knocked out the Volcanion on the bench. Alright, so we see a Fire Energy going to the Volcanion, okay. We see a retreat into the Baby Volcanion, and we'll see a Power Heater for 20, putting more damage on that Drampa. But what we can do is put down a Zorua, Oranguru, and go for it in, trying to hit a Zoroark and a DCE maybe? And there's a Float Stone, okay. So put down Zorua, Oranguru. Oh boy. I'm going to Choice Band a Zorua, Float Stone the other, and I'm just going to go for a Sycamore. We're discarding 2 Dark Energies, which is something you have to kind of watch out for, but I think we're going to be fine if we hit a DC. And oh, we don't hit the DC. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we can Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2. Okay. We'll grab a Zoroark. We have 3 DCs in here, so grab a Zoroark. We'll put 1 down. We'll put down a Tapu Koko, Choice Band the active, and we'll Oranguru for 1. Can we find a DC or not? Nope. Alright, so what we're going to do is stand in. and retreat to the top of Koko. And I'm going to put a Dark Energy on the Zoroark. Yeah, alright, so we'll press down into our opponent's turn. That is very unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Alright. So, we'll see what happens here. There's a Brooklyn Hill coming down, okay. Oh, please be a Seeker for... Okay, I thought he's going to do another Delinquent. I'm like, that's fine if you Delinquent's here, because we have another Oranguru for the Struck for 3, and we get 5 new cards. We're looking for a Lysandre and a way to knock out... Okay, we don't have a Lysandre there. We do have a Teammates... Which Teammates is not going to help us too much. It will allow us to knock out his Volcanion. We see a Space Beacon to start his Volcanion. Going to put 2 Fire Energies in his hand. Alright, can we top deck? Actually... So he's steaming up here, 3-6. He's actually not going to take a knockout, which is great for us. Yeah, that's good. So we see a Fire Energy on the Volcanion, okay. And we see a Power Heater for 80. So I put the wrong... I should have not have put a Float Stone here. I definitely should have put a Choice Band. But I wanted that free treat to top of Koko. So we get a Team-Mac or Secret Brace, okay. We'll put down the Zoroark Break. Oh, we can't use Teammates either. Should not put down the Zoroark Break there. But we still have the 2 Rescue Stretchers, so I think that's fine. I'm going to... Man. Let's see here. I think I'm still going to DC the Zoroark. Put down Team-Mac with Secret Base. Put a Choice Band on the active. And Instruct for 1. There's a DC for next turn. So right now I'm just going to retreat into the Zoroark Break. I'm going to Mind Jack for the knockout. Yeah, kind of made a little misplay of putting that Zoroark Break down. But that's fine. There's another Drampa GX coming in our hand. Because you got to remember, he discarded 2 Field Blowers. So I don't think he has anymore. My plan next turn is to put down a Zora. Teammates for Zoroark. And a VS Seeker. Yeah. Alright, so we see a Brooklyn Hill come back down, okay. He can take a knockout, but he has to discard 1 Fire Energy, but he does have the constant Space Beacon. We'll see a Space Steam Up, so that will take a knockout, okay. But we're going to be able to knock out his only Volcanion with the Choice Band, which is great for us. There's an N. Alright, so let's see. Can we get a DC off this N? We have played a bunch of cards, and there's the Teammates. Great. Fantastic. And a Shaymin, which is great as well. So good draws overall. Fantastic draws. Okay. So we're going to go down to 2. He's going to go down to 4. We take a knockout on him. But like I said, the only thing we're missing right now is a Pokemon. So he's going to Brooklyn Hill for nothing. 3, 6, 9. Okay, yeah. 12, 13. Alright, so Volcanion for the knockout doing 160. Okay. So he's going down to 4. What's in the top of Koko has that free treat. Alright, so on our turn, we get a Zora. Great top deck. We'll put that down. We will Teammates. We're going to grab a Zoroark. And a... No, I'm going to grab this and a VS Seeker. Okay, because Drampa can take a knockout right now. Because the Oricorio, then the top of Koko has damage on it. So we're going to grab these 2. Alright. We'll put down a DC. We will Rescue Stretcher. Shuffle 3 Pokemon card, discard pile back into our deck. I'm going to grab a Zoroark, and a Tapu Lele. I'm going to free treat into the Drampa and take a knockout with the Berserk. Alright, so do 180, going down to 2. But next time what he could do is knock out a Drampa, but then we can swing with the Zoroark if we find a DCE, which... Well, we have 3 in the discard pile after this. Oh, boy. Maybe should have grabbed a Zoroark instead. So we can have a break next turn and use Volcanion Heat the turn afterwards. But right now he needs the Volcanion as well. So we'll see the Volcanion next come up. Okay, onto our opponents. They're going to draw a card. And we do have a VS Seeker for a... Teammates. So we see Volcanion come down, which... Okay, there's a Choice Band, so he's done 160. That's enough for knockout, okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 130, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. If we hit a DC off this one, we could take a knockout. But I don't know if we have DCs left in deck. So we see Space, we can get 2 Fire Energies, okay. We see a Fire Energy going to the active. We see a Steam Up. He already had the knockout already with the Choice Band, okay. There's a VS Seeker. I imagine this is going to grab an N. Oh, a Sycamore. Okay, so he's going to Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards, going down to 2. Alright, so he had an N in hand and opted not to grab it. Gets down the Barbarical. Oh boy. Oh boy. Barbarical comes down with his ability saying that we can't put any special energies in play. Lovely. Alright, so put down send up Tapu Koko, okay. Wow, that's what Barbarical does. So I'm gonna Ultra Ball put down this guy. I'm gonna Ultra Ball discard 1 and 2. To grab another Zoroark, okay. Well, the thing right now is our opponent can't knock us out next turn, really. So I'm gonna VS Seeker for an N. Alright, I'm gonna N, put my opponent down to 2 while we get 2 as well. I don't know how many Dark Energy we have left. We have 5. We have 1 Dark Energy left. Oh my goodness, that Binacle is probably gonna win the game, unfortunately. So I'm gonna struck for 1. I don't even know if there's how many darks are left in there. I know there's only 1. Alright, so Float Stone, we'll put that on in Oranguru. We're gonna treat to an Oranguru and just pass. So let's see here. 3, 4, 5. So Oricorio can't really do too much either. Oh my goodness, Barbarical. Becoming MVP right now. So we see a Brickle Hill, not gonna grab anything, okay. We're gonna see a treat into the Volcanion. A Fire Energy to the active. Another Turtonator GX coming down, okay. Now this is the kind of play we need because we do have Hex Maniac. If we could put down Drampa and struck for 2, hit a DCE. We'll be okay. We'll actually probably win this game. So 50 damage coming down, okay. So that is our plan. We need to find... We need to hit... We already played a Special Charge as well. Yeah, we already played a Special Charge. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Alright, so on our turn, we get a Rescue Stretcher, okay? So with the Rescue Stretcher, I'm going to put a Pokemon for Disc Propel in our hand. I'm going to grab a Zoroark Break. Put down the Zoroark Break. Put down the Drampa. And then struck for 2. Let's look at Brickle Hill real quick. And there is a DC in here, so we're going to get 2 cards. Alright, so we're going to instruct for 2. We need a Dark or a DCE. And we find the DC, so what we could do now, I'll put that down. We'll put a DC on Zor. Oh, wait, we got a VS Seeker for Hex first. Alright, so a VS Seeker for a Hex Maniac. How many VS Seekers does that make us? Alright, so 3 VS Seekers, we have 1 left. We'll grab a Hex Maniac. We will Hex. Put a DC on this guy. Retreat. And go for the Mine Jack for 160 damage. Alright, so take a prize card. Going down to 1 left. And there's a Team Macro Secret Base. Alright, so what can our opponent do now? And 20, 40, 60, 80. He can do 80 with the Tapu Lele because it does 20, 40, 60, 80, minus 20, okay. We see him draw a card, and what can our opponent do here? He had the Barbarical to try to block us, saying, hey, you know, you can't put down any special energies, but we have that 1 Hex Maniac and Oranguru for that 1 special energy. Alright, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, so not going to find anything with that. And once again, we could put down Team Macro Secret Base, instruct for 3, and we see an Energy Drive for 80 damage. On our turn, we find a Sycamore. Okay, so we will put down... Well, let's look at this first. Let's look at our ability. Okay, alright. So, no more VS Seekers, unfortunately. So, put down Team Macro Secret Base. We will instruct for 2, trying to find a Dark Energy. And we don't find one. Alright. So I think the play here is still go for the Mine Jack. Yes. Oh no. Oh no 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 no! Because now he can discard an energy, put 2 on this guy's steam. Okay, no. He can only do 50 with the Turtonator. He can only do 50. Okay, I did the math right in my head. All right. Yeah, he can only do 50 with the Turtonator. So let's see, what does he do here? So put down Brooklyn, and if you retreat to somebody else, we can actually use the Oricorio to take a knockout on the Tapu Lele. Alright, let's see, what can he do here? Does he? I don't think my opponent plays any Max Elixirs. I'm 100% positive he does not play any Max Elixir. Goes into the Turtonator, okay. And either way, he's only going to take 1 prize card. He can discard, grab 2 energy, steam up, do 50. That doesn't knock us out. So basically, can discard another Turtonator, and we are going to win this game no matter what. We're going to use Oricorio, and Oricorio is supposed to save us the game. We have the 1 Dark Energies left in our deck. I mean, even then, we can still Mind Jack and be okay here, but now I'm going to use the Nitro Tank GX to get 5 energies in play, but we can use the Supernatural Dance and take a knockout on that. Oh my goodness, the thing that we use for Vespiquen just won us the game. We know there's a Dark Energy there. We can put on the Oricorio, we can use the Supernatural Dance and knock out the Tapu Lele. Alright, so on to our turn. Very, very close game, and there's an end. Well, let's check one more time with just making sure it's in there. There's a Dark Energy. Press done. We'll use a Sycamore, discard our hand, drawn 7 new cards. We'll put a Dark Energy in the Oricorio, retreat into the Oricorio, and we'll use Supernatural Dance, and we'll put a damage counter on this Tapu Lele and winning the game. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we'll just keep putting damage. We gotta put him somewhere. We'll just spam his Barbarical saying, you know what? That thing's a monster, but no. No, we will not let it happen. And I'm playing against Jeremiah Williams as well, so it's a great match right there. Oh man, good game, buddy. That was a great game against Jeremiah right there. Oh man. So there we go, taking down the Volcanion with a Barbarical. That was a crazy game, guys. We'll see another game with the Zoroark Drampa deck here in a second. We'll see what happens. Okay. Alright, Spring is Nova Master. Oh no. Is this another Volcanion deck? Well, it has lightning, so I don't think I don't know. It could be Volcanion with a Tapu Koko, maybe, or maybe it's something else, like totally different. Maybe like with Flareon as a tech. So yes, we'll go first. Okay, on our turn, let's see what happens here. No Barbarical, please. That was too crazy. Oh my goodness. This hand. Hopefully, we top deck a Tapu Lele or an N. Double Pikachu start. So double. I'm just gonna second one. Like we kind of have to. I don't know what my opponent's playing. Don't really. Oh my goodness. So put a DC in the active and just pass. All right. So is this promo Pikachu the best one? I don't think so. I think I guess, I don't know. I definitely would play like the Nuzzle one, for sure, but I don't know. I mean, we could kill you for 2 and Sky Return for the knockout if we find a Pokemon. That'd be pretty cool, but then like Raichu can just blow us up, so that's probably not the best play. If only Muscle Band was legal, we could Muscle Band to take a knock on the Pikachu. Alright, but let's see what happens. So Choice Band to the active, okay. Oh, to the bench, sorry. Choice Band to the active, okay. Skyfield. Saw that coming, okay. And there's an end, so both get new hands of 6. Thank you, Pokemon. So hopefully we find like a bunch of Zoras and just like the Kukui. And we found a Brigette. We can get like a Drampa double Zora. We see a Oranguru come down, a Float Stone to Oranguru, and a pass onto our turn. Alright, so we're going to use Brigette, and with the Brigette we'll grab a Zora, and a Drampa. Alright. And right now we're just going to Sky Return for 30 onto that Pikachu. And I'm going to send it the Drampa, okay? With Raichu, yeah, he can knock us out. That's true. That's 100% true. But if he goes super aggressive, we can just like Zoroark, knock him out, maybe in him. There's a Trainer's Mode, like a top of cards of a deck. Alright, so there's an Ultra Ball. Okay, and let's see what he decides to do here with the Ultra Ball. Find a Raichu, maybe. He already has a Choice Band, so he doesn't need that many Pokemon. Like, well, he still needs 8. Yes, because he has 7 as 140, so he needs 8. So he discards a Salazzle. Huh. Alright, so we're like playing an unconventional, like... Alright, so that's... Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right, Raichu. It's just a different promo, different art. So Oranguru for 1, okay. Does he find what he need off that 1 card? So there's an end. We both get new hands of 6, okay. Alright, so let's see what happens here. What is our point of find? What are our 6 new cards? So Ultra Ball, okay. So we actually have a really good hand. We see another Raichu coming down, okay. We see a Salandai coming down. Man, Salaz about to make an appearance. Shaymin for 3, okay. So 3 cards go in his hand. Does he find a DC? So there's an Ultra Ball. Going to discard two more cards from his hand. Discards a Skyfield and a Brigette. Ooh, a Bridge would be really good. But if he doesn't find the knockout, we get Ultra Ball for another Zora. Put a DC on a Zoroark and Mind Jack for the knockout, okay. And we can just keep streamlining Mind Jacks and maybe be okay. This is the Shaymin go in his hand. And we'll eventually be able to knock out a Shaymin if we can Lysandre up. Now, we are down 2 via Seekers. So, Shaymin for another 3. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He's doing 130. Okay. And if he has a DC, does he attack? I don't think so. I think you want to hit a knockout. So, there's a Burning Energy being attached to the Salandai and a pass onto our turn. What is going on right now? I don't know. So, Ultra Ball is current Ultra Ball and a Sycamore. We'll grab another Zora. Okay. We'll put that guy down, put down a Zoroark, put a DCE, and I think I am just going to Sycamore here. We could bridge it for like an Oranguru, a Zora. Actually, doesn't seem like a bad idea. Or we can just Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 cards. I think that's a better idea. We'll just guarantee the Oranguru that way or something else. So, okay, we found an Oricorio, we'll put that guy down. We'll just stand in, and we will just Mind Jack for the knockout, do 160 damage. Okay, so we got down to 4 price cards. We found a Lysandre, which is great. We're going to Lysandre Shaymin, take a knockout. Next turn, and go ahead on the price raises if he doesn't knock out a Zoroark. But he could, like, easily knock out a Zoroark here. But if he does take a knockout on a Zoroark, we could Tapu Lele for teammates. Get any 2 cards over deck and kind of like break it that way. So we see a Raichu coming up, okay? And also with this Raichu, he needs to find another Pikachu because if we knock it out, then he doesn't have an attacker. There's a Salazzle coming down, burning and poisoning us, okay? I'm not too really worried about that because we can like, rush in and like we can double stand in, so that's fine. We can get rid of the status conditions that way. But that's a really cool tech to help you take knockouts if needed. We see a V-Seeker for Brigette, and I mean, does he have a DCE here? I mean, if he doesn't, then he's definitely in trouble. So is he Brigette? Go get 3 cards out of his deck. Okay, let's see what he grabs here. Maybe more Pikachus. That could be really good. So gonna grab more Salandais and 2 Pikachus. Okay, so a different version of this Raichu deck in play right now, which is very exciting for me. We see a Choice Band on that Pikachu. Does he have a DCE? Or will he be forced to retreat into somebody? So now he's just going to pass to the Raichu in the Axe spot. Very interesting. Okay, so we get rid of the burn thanks to a new condition. Alright, so another Zoroark coming down. And now we can just double rush in, which is fine. We'll put a DC on another one. We're going to Lysandre and bring up a Shaymin. Just saying, hey, I'm going to win the prize exchange no matter what. We're going to stand in, and I'm going to stand in again just to get rid of that status condition. We'll put a Float Stone on the Drampa. And the reason I'm doing this, if he, like, I don't know, Lysandre or something, but then we can stand. I don't know. I'm basically just trying to get out of my hand. We'll put a Choice Band on the bench Zoroark, and we will Mind Jack. Once again, we're just playing our hands down as much as we can. So that way, if he ends us, we can be good to go. So we get a Teammates Seeker Base and a Float Stone. Okay, not gonna put down the Teammates Seeker Base. We need all these, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much because we're one-shotting against Raichus and stuff like that. So an Oranguru coming up. Opponent really not doing too much, but you know Raichu does get a lot of hype nowadays, especially like Raichu Lycanroc. It's a really good deck. But yeah, we see another Raichu come down. We see a VS Seeker, and let's see. I mean, what can he really? He can grab what? Is that an N? I think that was an N. Yeah, gonna play in, put us down to 3. But we already have a Zoroark with a DC, and this is kind of how Vest Queen happens. If they whiff a knockout on you, you then have another Zoroark ready to attack them. So we find a Dark Energy, everything. We see a Raichu coming down. Does he find a DCE? He has 3 Raichus, but has yet to play a single DCE. My opponent not getting lucky this game. And what I'm gonna do this turn is actually put a Dark Energy in the Oranguru. Probably not Oranguru, the Oricorio, and we see a DC going out to the Raichu. We'll see a Circle Circuit. But what Oricorio could do is supernatural. Maybe take some knockouts that way. Because right now he has 4 in the discard. We'll take a knockout going up to 6. Okay. Maybe he'll do something. I don't know. Or we could just put it on a Zora and just get ready to use like Mind Jack like their own instead of wasting a DCE. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think putting on the Zora is probably better. So we get hey, Oranguru, thanks for joining us, buddy. We'll put that down. Put a Float Stone. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Oricorio is not gonna matter. So I'm gonna put a Dark Energy this guy, and then I'm gonna Shaymin for 6. I know we'll put another EX down, he can Lysandre up and whatever, but we need to find another Zoroark. I guess I should have held on just in case. But we'll put down a Zora. We will Rescue Stretcher to put a Zoroark in our discard pile into our hand. I'm gonna grab a Zoroark. Putting that down. Just guaranteed attack for next turn. We will Choice Band this guy. And once again, it doesn't really matter. Some put on a Zora. It might matter later on. And right now I'm just gonna Mind Jack for the knockout. Okay, doing 109 damage. Going down to 2 price cards, okay. We find a Drampa, okay. Alright, so we go down to 2 price cards. Alright. Late game ends, our fists gonna start happening. So our opponents are gonna draw a card. Now we do have the Dark Energy, so we commit that on the Zoroark. Teammates for a Zoroark. Oh, there's a DC going to Salazzle. Oh, we might see a Flamethrower happening. So Rescue Stretcher, but we still can knock that out pretty easily. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's another Salazzle coming down. Okay. So I'm gonna put Salazzle down. I'm gonna burn and poison us. Okay. Flamethrower already knocks out no matter what, so that's fine. He needs an end though, but he's going to end us to 2. If he does do that, then we can like Oranguru maybe for 1 if we could play our hand down a little bit. Oranguru is definitely like MVP in these decks nowadays. So we see an end. We're going to end to 2. Can we find a Dark Energy? We actually can't use Zoroark Break like I wanted to. So there's a VS Seeker Stretcher. Alright, so we should be golden here. Alright. We just don't have the teammates in our discard pile. But we see another Landite coming down. Okay. And we'll see a Flamethrower for the knockout. Alright. Actually, yeah, it does take a knockout, okay. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Discard energy, it gets bought back on his Salazzle. Alright, that's really cool. That's really cool to knock out that. Tails, we're still Bird. If you don't know, that's how Burn works nowadays. So, let's hit him Oranguru. Alright. And on to our turn. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down Drampa. We are going to Rescue Stretcher to put a Pokemon for discard pile back in our hand, grabbing a Zoroark. Now we are down 2 Zoroark breaks, but I think we're going to be okay here. Put down the Zoroark. We will Oranguru for 2. And give me an energy, like a DC or a Dark. Alright, there's okay. So we're going to VS Seeker for Sycamore. Just don't have that teammates in the discard pile, unfortunately. And let's see, what can we find with this Sycamore? And we find a DCE, so we'll Choice Band. And just trying to get out of a deck. We'll Choice Band one of the Zoroarks. We will Ultra Ball. Discard a Sycamore and a Kukui. Alright, we'll grab a Tapu Koko. We'll put that guy down. We will retreat into the Zoroark. Put a DC, and we will Mind Jack going down to 1 price card. Alright, so Zoroark being MVP here. He's doing a ton of damage. We get a Team Magma Seeker base. He can end us down to 1, but we have that struck for 2. We have 2 Tapu Lele-s in our deck. We have a Teammates. We have plenty of DC. I think we have plenty of DCs, I hope. I don't know if the last DC is priced. Didn't check for that. But either way, if he takes a knockout, he's going down to 3. He's not taking a knockout immediately. I mean, he's not going to win the game immediately afterwards, so we're kind of okay. So we'll see a Float Stone to the Salazzle. Tapu Lele will come down, and we're going to see a Wonder Tag. Now, he could go for in here, but he has to find a DC as well. If he ends, he only gets 4. He's down 2 DCs, so we'll see it. Teammates, and you gotta think that's almost game as long as we did not prize. When we have we have a Dark Energy Zoroark, so we can just teammates for Dark Energy and win the game no matter what. And there you go. That's me, Zoroark Drampa. Now I know this game we really didn't see Drampa too much, but this is how you kind of beat like Vest Queen decks, stuff like that. Like you have like Zoroark, just a really good attacker over and over again, just mind jack and trading knockouts pretty easily. You can use Righteous Edge to get rid of special energies off the active as well, which is really nice if needed. So we see a DCC active, we'll see a Circle Circuit for that knockout, but thanks to Teammates and Oranguru, and we have so many outs, we'll send up the Zoroark. As long as we didn't prize our last DC, we should be okay. There's a Team Mac Seeker base, we'll play Teammates, and as long as the energy here, there's a Special Charge, and there's a Dark and a DC, so we'll grab a Dark, Double Dark, whatever, doesn't matter. We'll put a Dark Energy active, and we will Mind Jack for the knockout and take the game against this Raichu deck. And I think the key thing was when we licensed that Shaymin, took an additional prize card. That was definitely really clutch, which can easily happen, especially against Vest Queen when they don't get enough Pokemon they discard pile too quickly. You kind of be super aggressive and be okay with that. And like I said, the whole point of this deck, like Oranguru, he is the hero of this deck. Like you saw in the last game, Oranguru and Strugg hitting that DCE, and just really good, guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you look out for this deck for Origins this weekend, maybe in 2 weeks for Nationals. It is a really, really strong deck, but can we take down fighter decks is the big question. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic Monday. Hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, bye.
Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.